Hi there, Scorpio. How are you guys doing? I really hope that this reading finds you well. Welcome to your weekly November reading. Back with me again, Anisa from the Inner Stereo. For those of you who are new to my channel, hello. And for those of you who have been here a long time, welcome back. So before I even start the reading, I really want to say happy birthday. And of course, happy belated birthday to all Scorpios out there who had celebrated your birthday way before I upload this video. I really wish you all the best in life, love, luck, and career. I hope that starting from this year onwards, all doors of opportunities, abundance, happiness, and everything is going to start open its way towards you so that you can enjoy a life full of, a life full of abundance and happiness, just like you deserve, all right? But anyway, when is your birthday? Because my father is going to be celebrating his 75th birthday on November 5th. And you know, I'm kind of like preparing something for him. I hope he likes it. But I'm kind of like curious, what are you guys' birthday is? Okay, so now let's get into your reading, Scorpio. I'm going to be honest with you. Before I press that record button, right after I was start meditating, I was just kind of like shuffling my cards, and there's actually one card that popped out, which is the Knight of Swords. And remember, I'm using the After Tarot deck, so my interpretation of each card is going to be way different than a traditional Rider-Waite tarot, because this is what happens after, if that makes sense, okay? So the Knight of Swords in that particular deck of mine talks about a very, very forward movement knight. Yes, and I feel like there has been like a lot of restlessness. There has been like a lot of needs, just like a lot of restlessness, the need for you to kind of like transform yourself in a certain type of way, because you guys are ruled by the Death card, and Death card is not about literal death, but it talks about transformations. After you've gone through a period where it has been really, really painful, and you feel like, oh my God, I'm so afraid of what happens next, and then you just kind of like let go to the universe and let go to God, there comes a transformative process. So I feel like right now you guys are really, really in your way towards that. And you kind of like realize, by you wanting to transform your life in a certain type of way, you need to kind of like cut off the cancers or the cancerous energies around you, you know, people who are toxic. It doesn't mean that, you know, your partner is toxic or whatever. Oh my God, my best friend is calling. But anyway, it doesn't mean that you have to cut off your partner. If your partner is a good person, then don't do that, right? And you also wants to cut off your bad habits. You really, really are focusing on that one particular destinations that you really, really want to go to, and you're ready to change. Basically, that's it. But be careful, because the Knight of Swords is a very, very swords type of card, and it's very, very, like, I would sometimes feel the harshness of Knight of Swords sometimes. So make sure that whoever it is that you're cutting off is not the person who loves you the most. Like, just be careful of that energy. You know, I understand that you guys are being restless right now, but just be careful about who you cut, about who you point your angers towards, or who you point your swords towards, because there might be a fat chance that you could actually end up wounding somebody that loves you so much, okay? So, what is your overall energy? I usually pull 3 cards for the overall energy, but you guys have like 5 cards, so it's like word vomit. I actually love it. The first card that popped out was the Two of Wands. So Two of Wands, you've been having a talk, probably with yourself or probably with the other person. Yes, about, and this is kind of like something that you really, really want. You look into a matter like, look, this is our relationship. What are your thoughts about it? Where did it go wrong? What do you think we can do together to improve it, and everything like that? And you're up for that conversation. You really, really are in the mood to, you know what, let's address these things together. Although there's like a little bit of a fear inside of you, because you just don't know how to act normal towards them. It's like you guys are wounded. They were wounded as well. And you just cannot let go of that fear, but you guys are really up for that conversation to really look at an object or something like, look, this is where I want our relationship to go to, and you know, let's just talk about what can we do, and let's just leave the past behind. You know, let's not reach these destinations with the bitter feelings or salty feelings or resentment. I'm ready to change the bad habits that you don't like from me, but please, can you do the same too? You know, stuff like that. And when you guys are up for that change, you really want to communicate, especially here, you know, the Three of Wands. is letting go of that message. So I feel that, yeah, you're ready to open that talk. Because you've been reassessing the situations completely. The Nine of Pentacles in a traditional Rider-Waite tarot is that something that we hold on to, right? It's a knight who hold it near his stomach, have an unwavering devotion and loyalty towards you. I am here whenever you need me. That has been your stance for quite a while. And now you guys are reassessing it. Like, is it really worthy for me to be having those type of unwavering devotions and loyalty toward that person? Is it worthy for me to be so protective of them and everything like that? So that's why you guys really are in the mood for talk, because you've been hurt. Ten of Swords, you've been hurt, and there's like a little bit fears, because it feels to me, and you guys have been feeling this as well, is like things were not the same as it once were. Again, you guys were wounded, they were wounded, there's like a lot of ego here, and ego that kind of like blocks it because of fear. So the ego that is present, I feel here, is just based off of fear. You fear of getting hurt again, them too, their fear of, oh, I'm afraid that you will hurt me again, Scorpio. What is the overall challenge of this relationship? You got the Eight of Pentacles. So because this is the overall challenge, I cannot really pinpoint who is doing what to who. But this Eight of Pentacles, we're talking about that consistent work. Somebody has been putting like a really, really consistent work towards this relationship, has been putting like a lot of energy and focus, and now they're kind of like quite detaching away from it. Because again, and I feel like this is from your side though, because you guys are reassessing the situation. Is it really worthy for me to be doing so much work and putting so much thoughts? Was it really worth it? Second challenge is the King of Swords. King of Swords is somebody who's kind of like quite cold and detached. King of Swords, and the overall challenge talks about a lot of mental manipulations, a lot of gaslighting sometimes, and a lot of silent treatment or passive aggressiveness, or like, again, gaslighting, things that are just mentally draining and exhausting. And then the third challenge you have here is the Three of Swords. Again, it's not only you who feels this way, they were feeling this way too. And what went through before, between the both of you was really, really painful, that it's kind of like quite hard to just heal from it. I mean, this is Three of Swords. I understand there's a big fat giant big fat giant heart in the middle of it, yes, but it's still a Swords card, so it's still thoughts. Sometimes like the planetary configurations or planetary alignment, especially now we are actually entering the Mercury retrograde period, there is this tendencies to be quite nostalgic, and sometimes we be nostalgic towards sweet memories, but sometimes we're also nostalgic towards the bitter memories. So if both of you are really on the same page of really wanting to walk through a path where you want a certain type of relationship, it's best to leave the past behind, to leave the past hurts behind, and to stop revisiting that chapter, if that makes sense. Yes, because the more you think about it, the more hurtful it's going to be, the more you guys are going to get hurt, the more that they're going to get hurt. Okay, let's see what happened in the past. From their side, they have the Knight of Wands. So you could be dealing with fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Or there was a air sign as well, and then you also have the Nine of Pentacles. So you were dealing with somebody who was in their spirit for their independence. So they were being very, very self-efficient, and they're being very, very self-focused. The Knight of Wands is that, very, very energetic feelings of, oh my God, I really want to do this. I really want to enjoy life in a very, very pentaclish type of manner. They're kind of like quite excited about something. And I feel like whoever it is that you were dealing with in the past, they kind of like overcame their fear, because the Knight of Pentacles in a traditional one, they're wearing gloves, and now they're letting go of that gloves to really touch the grapes. No more questions about hygienes and no, they're really overcoming their fears, and but it's much more self-focused than a relationship focused though. It could be like you were dealing with somebody who, death card, you were dealing with somebody who has fear of, opening up their new business, and now they're just like, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. They were overcoming their fears, and they were kind of like quite focused on that. But you guys have been so understanding with the Queen of Cups in here. You were so understanding of that. You were being so understanding with their ambitions, with their goals, with their lives, and their focus on materialism and their focus on themselves. You've been so focused. And you've been so patient as well. They see this, them being self-focused on themselves as a transformation period. It might hurt you a little bit, and they may seem like they don't care, but they're just not aware. Because here's the thing, the Knight of Wands, I would see this Knight of Wands energy like people who has Aries moon, not Aries sun, Aries moon. Because Aries moon has a tendency to be perceived as being selfish because of how vocal they are about how they feel. But the thing is that they don't feel that they're selfish. They feel like, I'm so vocal about how I feel. I'm so vocal about what I want. I'm expecting you to do the same. So unless you say what bothers you, I can't not really read between the lines. So there has been a little bit of a misunderstanding, but you still love them, and you still exercise like a lot of your patience towards them as well. Yeah. That means 5 cards in the now. Ace of Wands. And you might be feeling in the past they were kind of like quite drifting away from you, and it's just because something that they're focusing on, they're overcoming their fears. That's it. You know what I mean? Five of Swords. So now they're walking down the memory lane with that 8 of Cups there. But you guys are like basi, Indonesia call it like basi, means it's expired. So this is their energy, Ace of Wands and 8 of Cups. But 8 of Cups in this particular deck of mine is not somebody who walks away from something that is emotionally unfulfilling for them, but it's like they're revisiting why they are leaving behind that emotional cups. And they're staring at each cups in a very, very nostalgic type of manner. So I feel like probably because this is Mercury retrograde, but this person is revisiting that old memories. They're walking down a memory lane. So, oh my God, it was really, really sweet. They've also changed a part of themselves. Like, okay, maybe I could have done this better. Probably I was treating Scorpio in wrong ways and stuff like that. So, yes. So I feel like if you guys have been in a period where you were in no contact, or you're suddenly feel like they were drifting away, they're coming back to you. Why is that so? It's because they're feeling nostalgic. They're walking down that memory lane with what went wrong and how good you guys were and everything like that. But you were like, basi, you know what I mean? Like it's expired, because the 4 of Wands, especially in this particular deck of mine, this is the after tarot. Remember, the traditional one is we have people celebrating, and now the celebration is over and you guys are ready to hop on your carriage and walk away from the scene. So this is exactly how you feel like when they're having a trip down to the memory lane. You guys are like, basi, it's so expired. Why you're still harping on that manner? But you guys are kind of like nice though. I mean, you guys have the Empress card, and you'd kind of like feel victorious too, because yeah, when they do that, when they come to you, when they're drifting towards you again, you kind of like feel victorious about it. It was something that you actually wanted in the past. You really, really wanted it, but it's like now you just feel like, oh my God, it's a little too late for me. And yeah, you might kind of like wanted to ignore them for just a little bit, although your presence is like the Empress card, meaning that you still have, that wants to do a certain active services to them, but not in the same amount as you were in the past. Like, give you an example. In the past, you gave them 100%, probably, and then now you're only giving them your 50%. Because a part of you is just like, Bessie, why now? Why here? Why now? Ke masa depan. So that is in the present card. So if it's not happening now, it might happen like really, really soon. Ugh. You're very feminine. It's really rare to see you guys being very feminine. Because usually Scorpios, I see you guys having like this really, really Mars energy, right? That's why you guys are so masculine. You put your masculinity forward. But you guys are being very, very feminine right now. You guys are being very, very sentimental and sensitive. I love this about you. But anyway, in the future, all is going to go well, but again, as I said, like if in the past you guys were giving them your 100%, I feel like in the future it might improve to 60%, but you feel the need to, like once you're done dealing with them, you also wants to contemplate and just go into hermit mode even more. And when you guys go into a hermit mode, you have that snake, so that there's this emotional intelligence that is leading you. So trust your intuition in November. Really trust your intuition. My father has a really spot on intuition. Because sometimes when you guys are so involved in something, you become subjective and you get your ego in the way of your intuition. That's why I ask my father about things. My father is like so damn intuitive. So use your intuitions in the month of November to see people right through, because this person in the future, they're going to embrace a much more masculine type of energy where they're going to be much more action oriented. So they're going to do like a lot of acts of services, and they're going to want to renew or probably want to do something about this relationship that will make you overcome your disappointment and your upset feelings towards them, which is beautiful. But again, Scorpio, because you guys right now are in the mood to talk things over, right? You guys are in the mood to really, just lay down your cards, lay down your egos, and just talk to them of what this relationship is going to be like. Make sure that you hold on towards that energy in the future, because I feel like, I understand that you guys have like a lot of fears, but just listen and talk. It won't do you any harm. I understand about that ego things. I understand, but it's just that talking things through and not really like when they like speak in a very, very direct manner, because you're dealing with somebody who, again, this is like the Emperor card, Aries card again. And for some reasons, I imagine like Aries moon, somebody who really are vocal about where you stand in your life and everything like that. And they don't understand subliminal words. Like, give you an example. If they said, yo, I'm going to this party, but my ex will probably be there, but you don't have to worry about it. You're going to be okay with that, right? And you guys are like, no, I'm not okay with that. But you guys are like, yep, whatever. They will take that whatever as a yes, and not just because they're trying to dismiss how you feel about it, but because they took it literally that you said whatever, it means that you don't care about it. You know what I mean? So if something bothers you, really say it out loud in a very, very literal sense. Like when they ask you about going to the party with their ex, but you don't need to worry about that. You just say, yeah, I'm going to be worried about it. I don't want you to go. They will understand that. So that's the language that they will understand a lot. You know what I mean? So just kind of like be much more direct with your communications. All right. So that's it. If you guys are only dealing with one person, your reading ends now. And now we're going to go to singles. So single Scorpio. Single Scorpio, I feel like you guys are, you do have like a lot of admirers coming here, and then you're kind of like are servicing them. You're kind of like are, okay, you're entertaining them. But I feel like you guys are not really in the mood to be in a relationship right now, because I feel like in the future, probably by 7th or 14th of November, you guys are going to be much more, you like your solitude better. You know that quote by Worcestershire? My alone feels so good, and I will only have you if you're sweeter than my solitude. So your solitude right now feels so good, and you just kind of like want to be focusing a lot on yourself rather than, you know, like entertaining like a lot of person, just like that. Okay, so that is if you guys are single. So what happens if you guys are dealing with two people? Okay, so if you guys are dealing with two people, person B is somebody who is focusing a lot. I think person B is somebody who you've been dealing with for quite a long time already. It's an ancient person. This person in the past was so focused on themselves, and they were so focused on their independence. They're kind of like quite like they love their freedom because they have the Nine of Pentacles in there, and you're kind of like exercising like a lot of your patience with this person in the now, in the present moment. So if it's not happening now, it's going to happen really soon. They will take down trip to memory lane, and they might, you know, yes, and they might, you know, reach out to you or whatever, but you guys are like, basi, you know, it's so expired. Like I'm done with that. You know, there were times when I was waiting for you, but you weren't there. So now what gives you the right to come when I don't need you? You know what I mean? So you're like, no. And in the future, this person is going to back away a little bit, and they're going to be confused. Oh my God, why is Scorpio being kind of like quite cold towards me? And you're like, yeah, because now I am awake and I'm so woke. You know? So that's person B. Person A is somebody who you thought, you know, in the beginning was somebody who is kind of like quite flaky because they're like the Nine of Wands. They're kind of like energetic. They run here and there, run here and there. By the way, if you're only doing one person, your reading ends before, right? So this won't make sense if you're only doing one person. Anyway, person A is somebody who like has like a lot of energies. You feel like this person is like running here and there, and you guys are like much more of the Queen of Cups. There has been like a lot of worries inside of you, like, would this person be okay? Because, you know, you guys are energetic, but you're somebody, you know, you like homes as well. You know what I mean? And would this person be okay with me and everything like that? And actually, yeah, they will, because the one thing that they love about you is your femininity. And it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a woman, but they just see you having this energy that they like because you're quite different from the rest, if that makes sense. So like from the rest of the people that they've been dealing with, like it's probably just for play, like fifth house type of activities. But for you, it's just much more about relationship type of material that they see in you, which is much more of a seventh house or eighth house type of activity. There is a relationship-based type of attraction there, and there's also a sexual-based type of attraction. But I see it's much more of a relationship-based type of attractions that they're feeling for you. And this person, you know, in the beginning, you'd see this person as being kind of like quite flake, but in the future, they're going to be much more consistent with their energy with you. So it's the type of person who takes things kind of like quite slow, but once they set up their mind, they're like, okay, I'm sure, I'm a focus, I want you. You know what I mean? And I feel like this person will help you to the journey of overcoming your disappointment from love and everything that you've been dealing with. All right. So I think that's it for my reading for you, Scorpio. I hope you guys enjoy it. Happy birthday once again. And I'll see you guys next week for your next weekly reading. All right. Bye-bye. I love you.